Hi, I'm Michael.
And I'm Lisa, and this is Michael and Lisa White on YouTube.
Yep, thank you for watching. What we're going to talk about today is one. Yes, just one.
It's such a powerful number. One. It can make all the difference in the world. One kind word. It can change everything, especially if you're the one who needs it.
And I need it.
Yes, you do. One touch can show that you care. It can mean all the difference. If you're on your deathbed, it could be that touch of forgiveness. It can be the pivoting moment from friendship to intimacy.
Will you marry me?
I guess I will.
Okay.
One smile can start a friendship, or it can open the door to an international agreement. That one person can make all the difference in the world. Let me give you an example. So when Mike and I had the burglary in our home and we were recovering, it was a lot to deal with. We were two totally separate people. We were healing at different rates. There was a lot going on, and at that time, we weren't getting along very well. We were really struggling with our relationship, something we couldn't give time to because we were dealing with so many other things, PTSD, healing physically, the bills that were constantly coming in from the hospital, dealing with the police. And it put a lot of stress on our relationship to the point where we weren't really even talking. We were not communicating. We were not the same people that we were before that person changed our lives forever. And because of that, I got to the point where I didn't want to be around my husband anymore. He was not listening to me, not talking to me, not physically there for me. He was not present. He was a completely different person. This was not the person that I had married. And one person changed everything for me. I was ready to get a divorce. We had actually talked about it. It's something that Mike had said for a lot of months leading up to that point. You should just take our son and leave. And I didn't want to do that, but I was so alone. And I wanted that companionship that we had built for so many years. It was like one day it was just gone. And so I went to this person at my church. I went to several different people, but this person made all the difference in the world to me. I went to this woman at our church and I told her my predicament. I remember her name was Teresa, and she probably has no idea of the power of the words that she said that day, how truly it affected my life and our relationship. And I went to her and I told her what was going on, and she said these simple words. Well, has he cheated on you? No. Has he physically abused you? No. Has he hurt you or your son in any way? Well, no. And she goes, well, this is what it means. In sickness and in health, in good times and bad times, riches and poverty. You're dealing with all the negative things right now, but those are what your vows mean. So I suggest you pull up your big girl pants and you start praying for your husband, and you stop focusing on yourself and start focusing on him. What a huge statement that was. Not think about me. Doesn't she know what I've been going through? Doesn't she know how he's not been talking to me? He's been completely ignoring me. He hasn't been there for me. But I heard her words and I said, you know what? I will do whatever it takes to make this work. I have to at least try, right? And the power of her words, that one person, when I left and I went home and I actually did what she said, it was amazing how different our relationship was. Mike began to come around. He began to change because I was different. I was trying to find ways to help him, to be there for him, to pray for him, to think about what it was to be in his shoes instead of, oh my gosh, he's not giving me the attention that I want. And I thank that woman every day because of that one person, that one conversation. The few simple words that she said, it made all the difference in my life and in our lives. One seed can start a whole forest. One candle can illuminate the darkness. One germ can kill millions of people.
Let's just look at that one germ. Just in past 2020. Look how one virus affected the entire world.
Yep. Now, so many times in our lives, we have seen the power of one. One day clean and sober. One more resume submitted. One phone call. One credit card paid off. One book read. One more step. 1 hour at the gym. One beautiful child. One vow. One commitment. One prayer.
As Lisa said, that one prayer. Every one of us at one time or another have said, if I could just have one more whatever, if I can have one more day to relax, if I can have one more day on this vacation, I just need one more day to do my work and get it all in. Honey, just give me one more chance, right? If we just had one, that power of one is so vast. Now, I'm stating one as a noun statement, like now. A noun action, a now mindset. You see, in sales, that person who makes one more phone call will see success if he sticks and stays. That one person who makes one more house call, does one more email, just does one more, then the competition will seek success. That's the power of one. When you put one with compound interest, that success, you will see it. That athlete who trains one more set more than his competition will see success. The couple who one more time will seek outside of their resources for help and try to solve a solution that they cannot solve by themselves because of their limited knowledge and self-awareness. Seeking other resources just one more time. That entrepreneur who asks or seeks one more time for funding to get his idea kicked off. Just one more. You never know when you're going to cross that line. One more. One more can mean a difference between a mediocre life or a life that's content and satisfying. Mediocre actions, mediocre results, and a mediocre life. Just one more, it's all you need to do. If it's getting up 1 hour earlier, if it's doing one more push-up, if it's staying at the office and finishing just one more tasks so you can go home and be present when you're home and not worry about that one more task. When I was growing up, school has always been trouble for me. As long as I can remember, I used to think I could not pay attention long. I couldn't focus on items 3, 4, and 5. I just couldn't do it. And I struggled my whole life with learning and retention on things that I was not interested in. I found out much later in life that I had a superpower. I call that superpower ADHD. And yes, the reason why I call it a superpower, because it's managed and directed in the right way, it is a superpower for me personally. Now, not managed and not directed in the right way leaves my life disorganized and can cause chaos. That's what happened earlier in life. I had no idea. Again, one more thing I had to learn about. I had to learn exactly what type of ADHD that I had. I have inattentive ADHD. That means you don't get my attention very long. If it's something I'm interested, I'm overly focused and obsessed with. I have to manage that and I have to direct it in the right way. One more time, I have to tell myself when Lisa and I are in conversations that all of a sudden my mind wants to be on some beach in Maui, to stay in a conversation. Be patient and listen. Actively listen. I look back now and that concept of one more time, that helped me survive. It helped me stick and stay when I wanted to give up. Talking about school, it took me a 30-year journey to complete a bachelor's degree. Why 30 years? Because of the concept of one. I just kept taking one more class, taking one more opportunity whenever we were able to get in and take a class and go to school. It just so happened over 30 years it took that long. From there, it took me 3 years to finish a graduate degree. What did I learn? I learned that I needed to do that little extra thing. I needed to read a little more, a little longer. I need to reread things so I fully understand what it's saying. I remember one time when I first started school back in Colorado, way back when the monitors were gigantic, and I had to do like a 500-word paper. That's it, 500 words. And I'm sitting there, and Lisa, we were young in our marriage, Lisa, and I'm sitting there, I go, okay, I'm working on a paper, and then she comes in, she goes, how you doing? It's been like 3 hours. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm a little disorganized. She goes, really? You're having trouble with that? I felt like that small. But she didn't understand, and I didn't know I had trouble organizing. Fast forward, now I could probably knock out a 2,500, 3,000 word, 5,000 word paper with no issue. Because over and over again, I just kept doing it. I was forcing myself to keep doing it. It took Lisa and I 10 years to finally come together over our traumatic life event. One of our traumatic life events. And why did it take that long? Because first, each of us had to survive and heal on our own and then come together as a couple. And then one more time, we sat down and another person asked us, are you in your marriage? Are you in it? Do you want this marriage to work? Do you want this relationship to work? And she said yes, and I said yes too, which is pretty good. Through a traumatic event in our life and by staying together through one more day together.
See, I always like to say that I've been married to 10 different men, all within the same body, and I love this one more than ever. And the same goes for him, because we're not the same people that we were when we got married. So one more time, we had to learn who each other was. The great thing about that is, one more time, we get to fall back in love again.
Yep. And like it or not, we change. We develop, we change, we evolve, we grow. Hopefully you grow maturely, emotionally, mentally. So the things I used to like 5 years ago, I don't really like today. You know, so that, and Lisa's changed as well. Thank God that we still like each other. You know, we love each other all the time. Sometimes we don't really like each other, but that's okay. True. We know that we're in it. We're in it to the end. See, Lisa and I now learned that we now know that just one more slice of pizza is not as good as that one more day of exercising. But it took us time and time again to figure that out until the pain of that one more slice of pizza was bigger than the pain of going to working out, which was beneficial to us. The power of one can be negative or it can be transformational. You get to decide.
So Mike and I, we want to encourage you to do that one thing today.
Do it.
Be that one person today. Just one more.
All it takes, just one more.
So right now, take out a notebook.
Today.
A piece of paper. Grab your pen.
Right now.
And write down the one thing that you're going to do today that you've been putting off.
One thing.
The one thing that you want to read.
With the one task that's on your mind, that's occupying your thoughts, that is positive. If you do it, you would release that.
And leave a comment letting us know, what is that one thing? What's that one thing you're going to do today? What's that one person you need to talk to?
Yep.
What are you going to do today? That one thing that's going to make a difference. If you like what you heard today, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yep, I'm Michael.
I'm Lisa.
And we'll see you again.